Hello. Well, the 11:11 portal was yesterday, but whenever you're seeing this, it's absolutely fine. But right now, the energy is massive. There's huge shifts going on, and those of us who are attuned to that energy, as I imagine you would be if you are here, you will be feeling lots of different symptoms of this kind of process. But it's the ascension process. It's what we go through as spiritual beings, and collectively we're going through such big shifts at the moment, like all together. And obviously we're feeling it on a personal level. You're feeling it kind of personally, physically, mentally, emotionally. Like this week I've been hopeless, I've been frustrated, I've been stressed, I've been completely calm, I've been floating around gently, like I've been like the energy is wild. So absolutely take it as it's coming to you, but just accept that you are moving through it. The energy is moving through you, and you are moving through whatever the emotions and ups and downs that this is bringing. You're not going to get stuck there, so just keep doing whatever it is that you're doing in the ways of your own healing journey, journaling, sitting and sort of listening to music, sitting with your own body and like breathing into your heart center, giving your mind, body, spirits sort of safe space to kind of come together, walking out in nature, leaning against a tree, all the things that will just bring you back to that kind of 0 point of balance. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple of cards, and then we're going to do some healing together, because I feel like the energy is very intense at the moment. And I said to my guides, do I need to do a video? And they're like, you don't need to. And I was like, but can I? Because I want to, because I'm really aware of how powerful this energy is. And they're like, yeah, go for it. So here we are. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that whole ascension process. But the really lovely thing is that here's the card that's just popped out. Door to personal healing and happiness. So this is the card that's coming out for us right now. This is the journey we're on right now. We are stepping into this new wonderful stage, is what I'm hearing. A kind of stage in terms of, like, I'm seeing like theatre, but of course it could be a new stage of life. 222 on the clock there. So yeah, just be aware that although we are going through something very specific right now, everything is rising, and we are rising. 234, we are rising, the numbers are rising, and we are rising with that energy. So although it can feel heavy when you're going through it, just know it's because the heaviness is breaking away from you. It's a bit like when a rocket goes into space and it loses all the bits it doesn't need anymore. Just imagine that your spirit, your body is that rocket, and you are just dropping the bits you don't need anymore. So the old beliefs, I mentioned the other day, I think in a video, I did a belief coding session just online. That was brilliant, and I'm now using belief coding as part of my process of like figuring out what is actually going on in my body, mind, brain, like what things are connected to. So it's really powerful. But find your version of that, or try that. But yeah, really, really cool. So let's do a little bit of healing just to bring us all back into balance. I've got my lovely crystal here. This is the crystal I use just for general kind of holding it, and it's my I use it for sort of sensory purposes, energy purposes, but also I use it now just for teaching purposes, because when I talk about breathing down into your heart, I ask people to imagine this shape with all the different facets. So this is your heart center, and it's here. So when you're breathing down into this sort of multifaceted heart center, and that's really powerful. It's a really powerful visual. And just after I started doing that, I found this crystal that I'd never seen one cut like this before, but I found this crystal and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that, because that is my heart center. It's really sharp. So let's do a little bit of healing together. What should we do? Heart, okay. Lower heart and higher heart, I think is going to be good here. So taking a breath with me, it's going to be a mix of Reiki and energy healing. So let's just brush off the day. I'm just being asked to do this with me. Just brush off energy down the arms. And we're just going to reset. So I'm just going to work through your energy now, taking a breath. And Spirit just asked to be connected into whoever in this collective is here with this time for themselves, this healing session. so important that we take this time for ourselves during these big ascension processes as well. Nice release off the chest there. Just working through your energy. I feel like I'm just wanting to brush, so I'll just do a little bit of brushing through the energy field. And just a little bit of refilling, restocking the energy for you. Just realised I haven't got my headphones in, so hopefully the sound has been okay with this. Just working into the sacral and the root here. Just grounding you, rooting you back down. This ascension process is very intense. You might be having crazy dreams. You might not be sleeping that well. We've had, you know, the full moon and the 11/11 sort of in very quick succession. And it does take a lot out of our energy. But it also gives a lot to our energy, that's the thing, if we allow it. It's sort of heightened our journey if we're in that mindset to ascend. This collective is, I think, probably a mix of people who are kind of on the ascension journey and some people who are just going through their life and looking for a little bit of healing, and that's absolutely fine. But even when we're just going through life, we're not, you know, fully aware of just how intense and how sort of how effective the healing journey can be for our mind, body and soul. It doesn't mean that things aren't affected by it. So, you know, you might be going through the full moon and 11/11 and be feeling absolutely knocked here, there and everywhere and not having a clue why. Well, this is why. Whereas others of you will just be aware of what's going on, and, you know, and just knowing that your energy needs a bit of a top up. And it doesn't matter. There's, like, you know, on this journey, we're exactly where we need to be when we get there. Wherever you are is perfect for you on your journey right now. Just follow your instinct with it, your intuition. I can feel the energy starting to slow down there. So we have taken what we need. There we go. Lovely. So, yeah, if you would like to go a bit deeper, we have got the higher self-guided videos. I'll link them above and below, and also please do feel free to join the Rose Collective membership, where we go a bit deeper with healing, we get deeper messages. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me, sending so much love. Take care.